I'm Catherine, and this is going to be a tutorial on how to use Microsoft Word's equation editor. This tutorial will be specifically for the 2008 version of Microsoft Word. I will be using a Mac, but if you're using the 2008 version, even on a PC, the tool will work exactly the same way. Before we start, this tool is especially useful for anyone planning on becoming or already is a math or science teacher. Equation Editor allows the person to type in mathematical symbols. Today I'll be focusing on how to make a math quiz on Equation Editor. First, what you want to do is open Microsoft Word and find where Equation Editor is located. There are a few options for this. My Equation Editor is located on my top toolbar. If your Equation Editor is not located on your toolbar, you can also click on Insert and click the Object option. A window will open up and you want to make sure that Microsoft Equation is highlighted and click OK. Either way you open your editor tool, two windows will pop up. The top window will be the option where your different symbols will be located, and below that will be a blank window. This blank window will be where your equation will be typed. For this tutorial, I will be focusing on certain symbols in this editor, but all the symbols will generally be inserted into your paper the same way. So to begin, since this is a quiz, we want to number this. Add in a number 1 the same way you would in any normal paper. You can then open Equation Editor the same way we opened it before, either going into your Insert option or on your toolbar. So now let's say we want to type the question for our students to FOIL the equation x minus 3 times x plus 2. What you want to do in your Equation Editor is click on the bottom left symbol option where you see the picture of the parentheses and brackets, and then click on the parentheses or round brackets option on the top left. Once you click that, the open parentheses will appear on the bottom window of your Equation Editor, and a blank box will appear in between those parentheses. Here you will simply use your keyboard and just type in the equation x minus 3 the way you would normally do in your document. Now we want to do the same thing, so we go back to the brackets option, click on the parentheses, and another open parentheses with a blank box in the middle will show up. Here you will use your keyboard to type in x minus 2. Now to add in the equation that you just typed into your document, what you want to do is just close Equation Editor. Once you close it, the equation that you have typed into the blank boxes will automatically appear in your paper. Now that we have our equation in our document, all we need are the words FOIL the equation. You have two options of typing this into your document. You can either go to the left of the equation that we just put into the paper and just type it in the way you normally do, or before you even type the equation into Equation Editor, you can write FOIL the equation and then open Equation Editor. Either way you decide to do this, it will look the same in your document. Now let's say you want to edit the equation that you have already put into your document. All you have to do is double click the equation and Equation Editor will open up again. We can change the equation from x plus 2 to x minus 17 using the keyboard. Closing Equation Editor tool again will automatically change your equation to the new one typed in. Just to show you the reason why you want to use Equation Editor instead of typing your symbols directly into your document, I'm going to type the same equation but not using the Equation Editor tool. Comparing the two equations side by side, you can see that Equation Editor is neater. The spacing between the symbols and numbers make the equations easier to read as well. Also, Equation Editor allows you to form equations using exponents, fractions, and such, which are not easily placed into documents using only keyboard keys. In this next example, I'm going to show how to type in exponents and fractions using Equation Editor. First, we're going to mark a number 2 onto our documents and type in factor the equation. Next, we are going to open Equation Editor, and let's say we want the students to factor the equation x squared plus x plus 1/4 equals 0. First, we're going to type in the letter x, and then you want to go find the tool to add in exponents. This is located on the bottom row of your tools, and it's the third option from the left. Since we are working with exponents, we want to find the picture with a black box in the top right-hand corner of the diagonally shaded box. Clicking on that opens an exponent option for your x. Here's where you want to type in the number 2. Then using the keyboard, we type in the next few symbols until we get to the 1/4. To type this, we want to find the fraction tool. This is located between the parentheses and the exponent tool that we have already used. Click on the first option on the list, and a fraction should appear with 2 empty boxes and no numbers. One of the empty boxes will be on the top, and one of the empty boxes will be on the bottom. On the top, you want to type in a number 1, and on the bottom, you want to type in a number 4, and this is using your keyboard again. After this, we want to type in equals 0 using the keyboard, and then closing the equation editor will allow the equation to appear into our document. Again, I will type the same exact equation only using keyboard keys to compare the difference in way this looks. We can see that the keyboard only typed equation is much sloppier. Also, handing out a document to your students with only math equations typed with keyboard keys can be confusing if they don't know certain math symbols, such as the caret keys for exponents. So with this tutorial, I've shown you a simple example on how to type in polynomials and linear equations using Equation Editor. For more advanced math courses, Equation Editor also allows the typing of limit functions, Greek letters in certain equations, summations, integrals, and many more. Although the math would be more difficult, the general use of Equation Editor will work the same way. Thank you for watching this tutorial on how to use Microsoft Word's Equation Editor.